cat brush.
It is.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Monday night rewatch of season 3 of The Wheel of Time. I'm Crystal. This is my good buddy Thom. Hey, String and Gnome and a wild Glenn. All of our friends are here.
Oh, look at Glenn always being so active there. Thanks. Thank you, friends. Yes, make sure to hit the like and the subscribe and all of the interactions and the things like that.
Oh, Rapunzel. Hello.
So how was your week, Crystal?
It was spring break for me last week. So last week was great. Today was, I give it 2 thumbs down. 2 thumbs down.
So coming back to school for the first time since spring break?
The children were, they were not ready to be back, and neither was I, but it was great. It was a good week last week. You know what I saw? I thought of you and Aaron, Disney on Ice. I took Alex, my little guy, to Disney on Ice, and he flipped out. Production quality off the charts for that.
That's fantastic.
Moana was the star of the show in our world.
Speaking of Disney, I watched, I don't know if anyone else has watched it yet, let me know, the new Daredevil.
Ooh.
No spoilers for Daredevil, I promise. It's still very new. And they're like still actively releasing the episodes. Like I think only the first 3 or 4 episodes are available to watch. Fantastic though. Really? The new Daredevil, yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I will say though, the first episode, and it's weird. I feel weird saying it, it feels pretentious a little bit, but like the cinematography was weird. I don't know how else to say it. It just seems like it was filmed weird, like they were trying to go for like an artsy thing. I don't know. The first episode was just a little weird for me. Like the cold open at the very least, which was long, of Daredevil Born Again was just a little odd, but the rest of the show, like the show, was fantastic. The acting obviously great. Deborah Ann Wall's in it a bunch, and Charlie Cox. Yeah, Charlie Cox is fantastic. Everyone's great. Vincent D'Onofrio is fantastic. Fucking wonderful. Speaking of fucking wonderful people, though, there is a person sitting behind backstage that I want to bring in. Not that one.
Look, here comes an awesome guest.
Yay!
Hello. Tyrion Trakand, which is like a dangerous combination, for sure. Like, especially thinking about the Trakands, like if you take them separately, like TV show Trakands and book Trakands, like they're both equally as dangerous. I feel like for different reasons though. Like I feel like Morgaze and her Trakandness is like almost closer to Tyrion's ruthlessness in Game of Thrones.
In the show, yes.
Yeah.
I was very surprised that they went that direction. I mean, it was very dramatic and I enjoyed it, but it was like so much for trying to not be the Lannisters.
Yeah.
I feel like I said something like there's another a ruthless blonde-headed queen that's gonna be out there giving Cersei a run for her money.
There was a great viral tweet where somebody said, "Close enough, welcome back, Cersei Lannister," and lots of people were like, "Wait, is there another Game of Thrones season?" And people had to explain, "No, it's Wheel of Time. You should watch it. It's really good." So one of those things where like people accidentally were introduced to the show again. It worked out, but yeah.
It's and I posted the link to Tyrion's. It's gonna be so fun calling you Tyrion this episode, this whole episode. To your YouTube channel. So like on your, I saw your video of the your cover of the sneak peek, which was great, and you talked about the political stuff that could be at play in there, and you referenced your video talking about like the politics within Tar Valon and the White Tower, and I went and watched that, and that was great. How did you get started making these videos for the Wheel of Time? And I guess obviously, how did you settle on Tyrion Trakand as a name?
So let me start with how the name came about.
Sure.
That obviously was first. And it feels easier to do it chronologically, I guess. I guess first off, how much time do we have for a soapbox on the world of the Wheel of Time and my thoughts.
Infinitely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like as much as like we could talk about, like, obviously we've been talking about the Wheel of Time, some of us here, for 25 years,
some odd years. Yeah.
26 years. So
Fair enough. So let me see. I wrote out something so I don't forget anything with this, because I have a lot of thoughts on this.
I'm glad.
The basically, when you look at Men in the Wheel of Time, name for me heroic male characters who use their intellect and are not magic users, because obviously if you're a man in the Wheel of Time, you know, going mad is not a great thing to hope for. But I mean, like, who are those heroic male characters there who are intellectually focused? I can think of a very small number.
Yeah.
There's like actually one of them, I don't know if you meet, by Fires of Heaven.
No, you got Lan and Perrin.
But they're fighters. I mean, Lan, first and foremost, is a fighter. Like, every character, even Loyal, like, he's still good in a fight because he's so big and strong.
Yeah.
Really, like, Seven Bulwer and, you know,
that's...
I don't remember. Seven Bulwer. I mean, Seven Bulwer and other characters similar to him are basically the only ones. And they're surprisingly few. And I mean, part of the thing is that, like, Jordan did such a great job creating strong female characters and having them be relevant to the plot. And a huge way to do that was basically a lot of the intellectual and people who use their mind, if you will, they were female characters. But it just meant there weren't any male characters doing that. And by contrast, you have Westeros, George R. R. Martin, Song of Ice and Fire, where there are lots of men who are focused on using their mind. Maesters, Tyrion, you know, those particular characters, and part of the problem, or part of the reason for that, is because the female characters are so sidelined by a very patriarchal and prejudiced society. Problem in and of itself, but it does have these male characters who are like, oh, and it's okay that they're not like super monsters who could, you know, can be, you know, so powerful in a fight. I wanted to bring that aspect of Westeros, one of the few interesting parts of Westeros, to be honest, because it's a really terrible place otherwise.
Pretty much.
Into the world of Wheel of Time and have more characters who were like that. And so that was part of the reason why the name Tyrion was selected. Also because I was reading, when I was finishing the series in 2021, I started with Crossroads of Twilight. And the quote that got me through that book, I don't think this is too spoilery. There is a Trakand who says, "I always pay my debts." And lions on a red field talking about paying their debts, it was just too perfect. So that's where that came together. Now, conveniently, I also looked at sort of the conversations a lot of folks have about the Wheel of Time, and was so few talking about politics, talking about like analyzing battles and sort of using geography, other sort of social science disciplines to look at what was going on. So much of the discussion that was intellectual was focused on characters and on plot, which are obviously important. I just wanted to bring something new to the conversation and say things that I wanted to hear and wanted to talk about that I wasn't hearing in the conversation.
That's fair. And a lot of the battles are historically based on historical battles and actual history, which is also a really cool thing that Wheel of Time does.
Yeah.
But before we go too much further, we have another super fun person waiting backstage to join in. So let's see who it is.
Look, here comes an awesome guest.
Yay! It's the wild Ebony.
She came.
I made it. I did.
Yay. So Tyrion, this is Ebony. Ebony, this is our guest today, Tyrion.
Hello.
He has a pretty fantastic YouTube channel where he dives pretty deep into I guess what you're saying, things that you don't really see a lot of people talking about, maybe some obscure topics from the Wheel of Time. And you were saying before we went live, when did you finish the series?
I think it was 2021 when I finished.
Wow. Nice. Or why? When did you did you pick it up during the pandemic?
Yeah, I finished it during the pandemic, basically, or began to finish it. Because I stopped at Winter's Heart back in 2001, 2002, a long time ago. Yeah. And I had previously been sort of reading straight through, I bought Winter's Heart hard copy or hardcover because it was not in paperback yet. Yeah. And then college happened and,
Robert Jordan passed away and all kinds of stuff.
And so then eventually with the pandemic started hearing getting lots of recommendations for like YouTube videos about the Wheel of Time, and realized, actually, the series was finished by Brandon Sanderson, and this is actually worth looking at. And people kept saying like, okay, yes, the whole debate about the slog. But
I personally don't see a slog. That's me though.
Myself, when I was reading it, I felt like there was a change in pace, and I noticed it up to Winter's Heart. And then I had a friend who read Crossroads, and he said, "Oh, it's even worse." So that sort of made me disinterested until I heard, and then Knife of Dreams and everything after that is much faster paced, and it's worth it. Trust us, do it. And I did.
It's like the boulder got to the top of the hill, and then really after Crossroads is when the end begins. Like the very end really begins.
All the payoffs start to happen.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
And I don't want you to think I wasn't paying attention. So Marisu, I'll give you some extra Luna. Hold on. There you go. Hey, you can get some extra Luna.
The star of the show here.
Yeah, he's the star, and our executive producer was the official title that Kathy gave him. And Rapunzel, I don't think it's a spoiler just saying a character's name, but that is actually after Fires of Heaven. We don't meet him until Lord of Chaos, I think. So, but he is a good character to say as a character that uses his mind more than he doesn't have any fight, and he has no fighting powers or magical ability or anything like that.
Yes.
Now I gotta make Luna smaller again. There we go. He's asleep. That's my man. All right. Yes, he is.
Just producer.
I missed that.
Fantastic. That is his new name. That is his new title for sure.
Yeah, but I very much miss Nolan Garden.
He's kept his title Tyrion. So Norman Garden is our resident he's our encyclopedia, and I guess you could say he's also my continuity disclaimer. Like he keeps me on my toes and keeps me honest is really what it is. When I make mistakes, he lets me know, and I very much appreciate that. I'm not saying that sarcastically in any way. As I take a sip of my adult beverage.
Ooh.
I was thinking Thom would look great dying his beard the same color. Oh, that would be interesting. I have to
bleach it first.
You do have to bleach it first.
That would be weird. I would look so weird. Bright blonde.
White blonde. Thom, that would be great.
Though I am excited. You know what though? Because I'm so excited. I don't know if you can see. I started going gray. I'm very excited. Very, very excited. I can't wait to have a wizard beard.
Yes. Yep.
All right, so back to Wheel of Time. So what was your latest video that came out? I saw that you had a couple more since I last saw. So the harvest song from the from this episode. Okay.
And that's the one category of things that don't fit with the others. I do have some musical talent, and so I did parodies for Dusty Wheel.
I did see.
Also,
yes, I did. I forgot about the parody. I saw that you did the parody. And was that you playing the piano as well?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh, wow.
the piano and other instruments. Yeah. For there's lots of instances with soundtrack where I'll want to pull it out, or in some instances I will hear similarities between the Wheel of Time soundtrack and the Game of Thrones soundtrack and sort of weave the themes together. Yeah, I did that and then made a trailer basically for season 3 with a bunch of season 2 foreshadowing for things that were going to happen in the tower. Yeah.
and we can I can confirm for you now that is a actual thing that they did, because we had Nickel Kopokar on 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And he spoke specifically about that, like that they 100% have music that is tied to specific characters, specific types of characters, and they play it in ways that are like to drop hints and clues and foreshadow and things like that.
Yeah, that was fascinating. I love that stuff. I mean, it was reason why I enjoy Game of Thrones soundtrack so much. And every time I see it in Wheel of Time, it's so exciting because, you know, such a great show. And then to have that in the soundtrack as well is so good.
Yeah. Specifically, he called out the scene when Egwene kills Rhaena at the end of season 2. There's a little bit of the Forsaken theme that plays.
Yeah,
when like as Rhaena dies, and it's the song that that plays when when a Forsaken enters the scene or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I thought was freaking awesome. Now makes me want to go back and rewatch all of season 1, 2, and 3 again, and now listen for that. Which is
I feel like you almost need to hear it in headphones to pick up how subtle some of the hints are and stuff.
Yeah. So, Ebony, how are you enjoying season 3 so far, since we haven't heard from you yet about season 3?
So we all know that I am forever Matt's girl.
But, so you ate on episode 3.
But there's a but.
Yeah, but there is a but.
Okay.
Because I checked Yosha's age first to make sure it was okay, and he's like 30. That is a handsome young man. If this is what Rand looks like, you know what? I can split time.
Okay.
I can split time.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's like, and Brian said, "Does he remind you of me?" I'm like, "Sir, this is not about you."
No.
It's not about you. This is about this gentleman on the street. But no, I have loved it. Like, I have always said that you had to stick with it, right? Because like at the end of the first season, I was so confused. I was like, "Oh God, I don't know where we're going." I said, I don't know how we're going to get where we're going, but with season 3, I think we're there now. Like, I think they've proven themselves. I think maybe they're getting a little bit more budget. I think they've proven that it is, fans want it, and they're able to do more. So I will say, I don't need to see anybody's boobs, but that's fine.
We're talking about Yosha and Donald. Yeah, I mean 28, 29. That's pretty close.
That's almost 30. That's
pretty close to 30.
It's fine.
It's close enough to 30. They just can't be my oldest child's age. So I've got to meet them before August, because then age will be 28.
There you go. You just got to meet Yosha. You got to meet Yosha before then.
Yeah, I've got to meet him before. I'm really happy with it. I really like episode 4 was the best one so far.
Okay. And overall, what do you think, Tyrion? What's your feelings for season 3?
Yeah, it's been incredible. It has a tremendous balance between episode 1, where it was just nonstop action, and you bookended the episode with action sequences that were both really intense. And particularly the opening was just unprecedented. As far as fantasy TV goes, I think like a lot of people were like, these are the magic battles that all of these other shows should have been doing, but didn't. And I mean, I think I was saying before, like, there's a reason why Rook's Rest was the most successful episode from the recent House of the Dragon season, because it was a big magic battle. People enjoy that right now, and so it's so good they have that. And then to go to the opposite end of the spectrum with episode 4, where yes, visually stunning, but much more introspective, almost a spiritual quality to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so it really is hitting all the notes and creating this beautiful tapestry of storytelling that I'm just really enjoying.
Yeah. I mean, like, is it really a fantasy show if you don't have magical aspects, you know, to it? Or is it more of almost like a period piece, you know? Like,
yeah.
You know, I make fun of Lord of the Rings a lot, not the Rings of Power, but the Lord of the Rings movies, because there's no magic in it at all. And like, we have a wizard who plays one of the main characters, and the most he ever really does is have a strong light bulb and a stronger light bulb, and then the most powerful light bulb when he shines it at the ring wraiths and chases them away during the Return of the King at the Battle of Gondor.
I mean, there's a lot of fireworks during the Balrog battle too.
Yeah, I guess
that's like the flash of brilliance, and yeah, otherwise it's just non-existent.
Yeah, very little magic. And then obviously Game of Thrones, same thing, very little magic, which is, you know, it's not a negative. And like, I understand why, like, you know, what's his name? George R. R. Martin talks a lot about, you know, how like magic was dying, and that's like a thing. And like, you know, magic not being part of the humans' lives anymore was part of the reason why stuff was failing. But come on, if you're going to have a fantasy series, you got to have some magic in it. And especially with the back to the opening of season 3, like what TV show have you ever seen, or what movie, or just on film have you ever seen, like, what is it, like 40, maybe 30, you know, 50-plus-year-old women, powerful women, all like fighting, full out fight, not even just magic. Like Leanne busted out that staff.
Yes, I did not know
Oh,
that
yeah.
would be a weapon too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And even in the street
staff.
even in the street with Leandrin and Alana, I mean, Alana's coming
her
out
ninja
with
flip.
a blade and then like threw her into the pillar and knocked the pillar out. And
and Alana had that ninja flip that she used to flip over the blade of air right in the beginning. Yeah, it was freaking awesome, man. It was so good.
Yeah.
They set a great tone with that opener, which was, by the way, it was like 17-minute cold open.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the longest cold open we've had for this series so far. And speaking of this series so far, I gotta we were talking just before we went live about there was a recent, and I think it was like today, maybe, where's the date on this thing? It was yesterday, an article from Yahoo Finance, which I only saw because of my alert thing that I set up for if the Wheel of Time pops up in the news. And hold on, I gotta share this picture that went with it that they had. It was basically comparing the budgets, not the budgets, the streaming revenue for Lord of the Rings versus the Wheel of Time. The Wheel of Time has been above the Lord of the Rings since the shows started. Like, it has made more money
and it only zero advertising, mind you. Like,
we are a strong fandom.
We are.
Mm-hmm.
The marketing budget, and the brand recognizement from Lord of the Rings has only made it able to just like so the numbers for the first quarter, the numbers for the first quarter of 2024 were Lord of the Rings of Power 367 million in streaming revenue, and Wheel of Time 360 million in streaming revenue. And that's with, you know, the Lord of the Rings budget is like 4 times the Wheel of Time budget. Mm-hmm. And that's just the production budget. The marketing budget is probably even more than that comparatively. Yep. And that's only because the Wheel of Time marketing budget is so small. Like, if they would have put 20% of the attention to the Wheel of Time that they put to Lord of the Rings, they would have made so much more money. But I loved that that article and that graph just showing the Wheel of Time above Lord of the Rings.
Has anybody
the entire time.
emailed that to the Amazon executives yet? You just get a little, there you go, guys.
Just put it on Instagram. Just gonna put this. Just gonna put this here at Amazon official account.
I've seen some retweets of adding, Amazon, Sony, and hey, come on.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, that's. I don't want to give Amazon all the hate.
Why are they not absolutely?
I know. I mean,
even the people, even the most, because we are statistically the best fandom. I stopped watching. Like, I unfollowed, unjoined a lot of social medias when the show started. I've started peeking my head back in, and I feel like even the worst of our fandom is like, is seeing some potential in the season and seeing what it's really supposed to be. And I just want to scream at them, like, this is the first unencumbered season that this show has had. We had COVID, we had writer strike, we had an actor leave. Like, this is what it could be. So I don't know.
And as somebody who manages our social media accounts, specifically the Facebook page, I can tell you that even the haters are enjoying episode 4, Rudian.
Yep.
Were you saying something, Ebony? My bad.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say, I have a Facebook group that is for fans of the show, even though there's a lot of people in there that aren't fans, and I'm like, why don't you leave? But somebody today said he loved episode 4, and he was a hater, but he loved episode 4. So.
They did Rudian justice. I think they did a really great job depicting the rings and the glass columns, which we'll talk more about when we get to the scenes during the episodes. But yeah, man, absolutely fantastic.
So Glenn, my only comment to this is just remember what had to happen when Barney left. Like, I don't think what we saw of season 1 in particular was what was originally written. They had to completely rework that, which obviously then has a trickle down effect that they had to reweave to get us to where we are in season 3.
Yeah. And Rosamund actually speaks specifically on that. And this is like the first time that they've spoken on that in this latest like press junket season that they've been doing for the show, where she speaks specifically about Matt leaving and the story kind of getting screwed up and them having to rehab it throughout the last 2 episodes of season 1 and all of season 2, and how only now is it like almost completely like rehabbed back to a place where they don't have to, kind of put band-aids on it anymore. Speaking of this recent press junket season that's been going around, I have another fun announcement. So if anyone during this stream, if anyone has any interesting questions that they'd like to ask Thomas Napper, who is the director of episodes 1 and 2 of season 2, and he directed episode 3 and tonight's episode 4 of season 3. So I get to talk to him tomorrow. So if you have any interesting questions that you think you might want to ask him, I have the same as I had with Showray, which you can see the Showray Agdashulu interview that I did up on the Dragonmount YouTube page, and Kathy, CEO Kathy did Kate Fleetwood last week. So you could see that interview also up on the Dragonmount page. But I will be interviewing Thomas Napper tomorrow. So if you have any fun questions for him, just put like question : and then like,
I'll watch for him.
the question, and we'll star them, and I'll check them out at the end, and I'll see if I could fit any in tomorrow, because we only get like 5 minutes with them, which is, I understand, because they are sitting there talking to like 200 different press outlets or whatever. But let's give everyone a heads up for now. I'm gonna turn on the timer that I usually have on for everybody. So if you want to align your timers with mine to watch the episode, you can. And I'm going to create our watch party, and then we'll give everyone a couple of minutes to get ready, and then we will start watching episode 4.
Okay, so I am going to leave now.
Okay.
Because I don't want to watch episode 4, but because if I watch it, I will have a very upset Avienda at my house, and I don't want to deal with that.
That's fair. We all have to wish Avienda good luck for when you're going to be traveling soon for her dance prowessness. When is that happening?
That's not until June. So in June, we go to New York because she's going to be in a summer intensive with the Alvin Ailey Theater in New York. So we're going there. But she has a dance competition this weekend.
Yay!
So
okay.
Dancing, just thankfully she doesn't have spears yet. But
It's fantastic. If we get to interview Ayula this Press Dragon season, I will 100% be mentioning your Avienda to that Avienda.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just so happy it's just another little tan girl being Avienda. So
Yeah.
makes me happy. But yeah, no. But I am going to come back and visit with you guys more often. But
Yeah.
I gotta go be a mom.
Well,
bye guys.
If you don't watch her carefully, she might end up taking over the world too soon. You have to. She's got to get some more.
She will. That's the plan. That is the plan.
I'll take her over what we've currently got. Like, can you sign the permission slip and let her do it now?
Wrong. You're not wrong.
As if she would need my permission. Like she's ever.
Please.
I just stay on her good side. That's all I can tell y'all. She's got my
Please. All right.
All right. Good night, guys.
We love you. We'll see you later. Bye.
Love you too. Bye.
All right. I will be posting the link to join the watch party in chat now. So if you would like to join the watch party, you can. And if not, and you're going to follow along with the timestamp, I will line those up too. It's over here in the bottom corner of my camera for those who want to follow that way. Okay. So the other thing that we'll do too is if there's any particular scenes that anyone wants to like focus on or really kind of dig deep into, I think it's like 300 screenshots for this episode, but I won't have them up the entire time, but like I'll bring them up if we want to like delve into anything specifically. I guess the first thing we could talk about is the Choden Ball.
Stop it.
I like it. Like I like I understand why they're combining the magic items in more ways than one. Like, you know, there's not tiers of Angreal and Sangreal. There's just Sangreal, which cool.
That's a lot of lore to get into in 50 or 60 minutes, however long these episodes are.
Yeah.
And also, I appreciate.
I said Choden Ball. Ball. That's exactly what I said. You heard me.
So if you look at a lot of old pictures of monarchs from way back when, the orb is a common thing where they'll have it in their hand and usually a scepter in the other, but I mean, a sword, kind of the same flavor. So like, that's what I hear, or that's what I see when I see these two things together. And there's, I don't know, that there's resonance there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
No, absolutely. The scepter and the orb are very powerful things, especially in religious depictions. You'll often see them in all denominations of religious depictions, but especially I feel like the Catholic saints, a lot of them have like a ball in one hand and usually has like it has a name, the ball. It's like a sphere with a cross on the top. I forgot the name of it. I used to know the name of all of those things. I don't know why, I just did. Because you know why? I do remember why now, because it was the first fantasy I was the lore that I was exposed to as a child, because I went to Catholic school and I wanted to know all the names of the tools. And it was because I learned the name of the Sepergilium, which is the shaker that's filled with holy water that priests like when they shake it over the crowd and spray everyone with holy water. It's called the Sepergilium. Anyway, fun fact. But yeah, I have screenshots. Choden Ball. That's a good reference though for, you know, seeing the like a lot of the monarchy are also depicted with them or have them. I think the crown jewels, like one of like the big crown jewels that the king and or queen wear for the English monarchy has a large orb in it as well. Oh, absolutely. There's a ton of religious imagery in this season. All right. Take my screenshots back down.
Sovereign's orb. I was trying to think see if there was another name for it, but couldn't find it.
All right. I am going to press play on our show now, I think. Everyone ready? You all ready? Mm-hmm. If you're watching in the watch party, you don't have to do anything. Just sit there. And just as a warning for anyone, if anyone is new watching with us through the watch party, it will, if you don't have the ad-free version of Amazon Prime, you will still get ads, even though I got the, why did I even keep, because it messes up the watch party because I'm hosting it. I tried to get you guys the ad-free version. I got it for me and I was hoping it would bleed over to you guys, but it does not. So anyway, I'm going to press play. I'll give you a countdown. 3, 2, 1, and play.
Yay.
And the times are lined up and it's playing for you guys. Yay. Okay. I also fully suggest putting on the subtitles if you don't already have them on.
I think this episode too, I have a few people in my life who are first time readers. This is where for them in their minds, like the books and the show really started to come together and like make sense. Like they were connecting to the story a lot more.
That's good. The imagery in this episode and the emotion that goes through this episode has resonated a lot with people, especially people that didn't read the books, are seeing the depth of the characters and stuff like that, which has been really good.
Well, and just getting the history in such a visually stunning way is really cool. Is really, really cool.
I do like I like that comparison. That's good. And the Academy Award style access keys. That's funny. Yeah, I mean the Choden Call were cool. It was a cool idea. Obviously, you know, the cool gigantic statues without getting too spoilery. And you know the small access keys that had them. But you know, I mean, in an effort to condense them, I don't know. I think Calendor is more important
to the story.
The access keys to the story. Yeah. So I can understand wanting to keep Calendor and then, you know, coming to the decision of combining them and having to cut some of the stuff out. Yeah. But there's another great opportunity for an easy marketing thing. Like it's much easier to market a statue that's, you know, like this big of a naked dude and a naked chick holding a sphere in their hand than it is a crystal sword. So
True.
Just putting that out there. We got some more Rand and Lan montage training scene here. That was nice. Well, it wasn't a montage, but a training scene, which everyone was hoping for.
Well, and they don't talk about the flame in the void a lot in the show, which was so much more prominent in the books. And so I like every time they kind of.
Oh my God. Aerith's honey cakes. That's such a good. Oh, I didn't think about that. I love that. She kind of is the image of the sphere. Let me see if I have a good screenshot of that. Of her holding the ball.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of wish she had it out in one hand like that. Mm-hmm. This is when it started getting a little too difficult for her to maintain. Yeah. Oh, I like this little detail that they had.
Where you could see her bones through it. That was so cool.
Yeah. The light was so powerful.
Yeah, I love like all the way up her arm. It was intense.
You could even see her tibia and her fibia. You can see in between them.
Do we know, like, was this season's budget any different than the first?
I don't think we know yet. You know, like that's not the type of thing that they publish usually. And it usually takes a little while for like the websites that track those things to like
figure. I'm curious with like some of the new actors that were added, like Show Ray, and just I don't know. It just seems like there's maybe more money.
Yeah, I believe that. I wouldn't be surprised if there was more.
Oh.
I loved that line. You're very comfortable answering questions we have no interest in the answer to.
I don't know.
That's interesting. Glad they didn't.
Ooh, yeah, that's gross.
Glad they decided against that.
That's just, yeah, that was the vibe that I was getting, like, from the, I don't know, just all of it. The whole thing just feels like they had more money and probably more time than what they had with the other seasons.
That's fair.
I just, in my mind, don't see how it's not going to be renewed for season 4. It's so good. Like, it's just so good. And it seems to be reaching all types of fans, from those of us that love it and watch it no matter what, to the people who've been naysayers about it, to the book readers. I'm really interested to see like new unique viewer stats.
Yeah,
we can see those, to see who this has brought in, because I've seen a couple different articles that are like, if you like fantasy, this is it. Like, this is the best thing in fantasy right now. So see.
Winter's coming soon.
Oh yeah.
Go ahead.
No. You're the guest here. You go.
Yeah,
I want to hear your brain. I like your brain.
And Winter's Coming says, wintercoming.net says, Amazon has its Game of Thrones. I think we won.
Absolutely. Oh, I love this scene. I love Lan's face.
This whole thing was just,
yeah, throughout this whole scene is
so
fantastic. I love this little added thing that they did with the Aiel, where they do like the whooping, kind of like the Native Americans do. You know, there's supposed to be depictions of a lot of, like, an amalgam of multiple different indigenous peoples. So like, I like it. I like it a lot.
How much of this is Avienda trying to get one last dance in before?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
100%. 100%. Especially against Anan Allen, or however you say it, you know, the man who is a whole kingdom or something. Yeah, abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah, the look on both, it's just fantastic. I bet this was super fun to choreograph. Like, when I squealed when she fell into that split, like, that was so cool.
I absolutely want to ask about the choreography of these tomorrow for sure.
I think Daniel Henney commented this was the hardest fight he did because he had to know the spear and the sword, whereas the others were sword and sword. So it was, he had to kind of expand his repertoire a bit.
It's a completely different dynamic.
Aaron!
Yay! Me too. So the next episode we know is Telerenriod. How are you liking the depiction of Telerenriod so far?
Sorry, it's been enjoyable so far. It's such a hard thing to adapt, right? Because just the nature of it, the very fact of how it's limitless and things, you know, could be imagined into being. I think they've done it well thus far, though. Really, we won't get to see how well they do it until they start pushing the envelope a bit more, I think. But it's been very clear when it is the world of dreams, which I think is the most important thing right now, is that the audience isn't confused about, is this real or is this world of dreams?
Exactly. The only thing that I'm missing, but, like, you know, not that it's like, I'm not saying it's bad, but the thing that I missed about the world of dreams is the ephemeral nature of, like, small things. I mean, I get why they aren't doing it, probably. Like, my guess is it would probably incredibly expensive and difficult to, like, do resets of a shot every couple of seconds, you know. Like,
it would either have to be digital or it would be actual practical effects where it's like
they would have to be like moving cups and papers and things and carts and all kinds of constantly, especially like in the scene where Egwene oh no, wait, who is it? When they're in Tarvalon and and you see like the street of Tarvalon, and it's like they would have to be constantly changing all of the background stuff.
I think this episode speaks to people, the book readers too, because so much of it feels ripped directly off the pages. Like this is almost exact. I think the only thing they missed is saying that like her spears would be melted down into useful items that she would have to give away.
Mm-hmm. I really appreciated the just breaking of the spears. Like you could tell non-readers recognize the significance of it immediately.
Oh yeah.
Which means they adapted it well.
Also, the either Bear is incredibly strong, or those spears land weaken them during their fight because she snaps like all 3 of them on her leg and like with very little effort.
I'm gonna go with she's a badass and incredibly strong.
She's a badass, incredibly strong.
Yeah, you're right. No, useless items items that she would have to give away with her own hands.
I like that. Mm-hmm. And I also like that they didn't make her like they're not using nudity as like a punishment in the show. Like it's not that they're shying away from nudity because there's still nudity. And they're not and they're definitely not shying away from like sexual things, but like using nudity as a punishment or as a degradation, they're not doing that. So like, they didn't make Avienda just strip naked just now to run to Iridian. They didn't make the novices for the arches. So like, I like that. They make them go in obviously defenseless, like, in a shift, or she's just in her small clothes. She took her armor off.
I think you can show vulnerability in a visual medium better than you can like on a page. Like having them be naked in the books is like they're very vulnerable. I think they're able to show that in other ways.
Yeah, they could do it more creatively.
Mm-hmm.
God, this.
I think they've done a good job too of bringing in the conversations between Rand and Moiraine. Like those are just talked, even when we don't see them on screen in the books, those are talked about so much more. Oh, they've been fighting again. Oh, they've been,
Yeah, that was a great sort of alliterative example of like, this is the nature of their interactions lately. Completely encapsulates it.
Hey, Jesse, nice to see new names in chat. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was trying to.
What are we talking about?
Oh, I started up here. Hold on. You missed it.
Oh, okay. Did I? Okay.
Oh,
sorry. That's me. I'll stop.
Quit pushing
You can see the background character that appears at least twice and is accompanied by his own sound effect. Oh, or is that, are you talking about the gray man that pops up
episode
throughout
3.
Season 3, episode 1, you said?
Well, then you just said episode 3.
Oh, episode 3. No, I did not. I don't know. I'm not sure now because my brain went from episode 1 to episode 3, and I'm not sure what we're talking about.
Similarly to the books after book 3, I think of episodes 1 and 3 all as one big long episode.
That's fair. We've watched them enough. At this
all
point.
as one big long episode.
Yeah. I love the way Rudian looks. I mean, we've been seeing it a tough. Oh yeah.
I love this too.
Our first look at Shido
in black, spears drawn, and Tardad in tan. Well, I guess some of their spears are drawn, but Rurik pointedly does not have his spears drawn.
Nah, he's not.
But
worried.
He is veiled.
Yeah, he's prepared, but not worried.
Yes, that's a good way to put it.
Ooh, I wonder if it was another gray man. Rafe said there were 6. I haven't gone back and looked yet.
I love when Savannah came on screen. I was like, I knew exactly who she was the moment I saw her. The costuming was perfect, and the casting.
Oh yeah, she's gorgeous, and her costuming again. God. Like, if anyone ever says the costuming is bad, they're lying. They're just lying.
I've had one complaint. It's Maureen's hat. I just don't like the hat. It makes me think of Practical Magic and the movie and some of the hats they wear. I don't know. I love that movie too. It's not doing it for me. She can go farming in her garden out in her backyard.
Oh man, I love that movie. Now all I can think about. I love the ants in that movie.
I know they're so good.
what's her name? Stockard Channing is fucking fantastic.
Yeah. Let's add it to the list.
Yeah, that's definitely going on the list. Practical Magic.
I'm doing it right now.
It gets dark, but for people that might not know what we're talking about, the list. Sorry. So, and that was a good time to say it too, because we're on episode 4 already of season 3. So we have 4 episodes left. We will be doing so we usually just go right into another TV show when we're done with one. And this time around, we're going to break it up with a movie in between, like we did with the going from season 1 to season 2 of Vox Machina. So we will have our normal social media poll out to vote on what movie we're going to watch next. And if you have any movies that you'd like us to throw on the list of possible ones to include in that poll, let us know. All right, so episode 3. 11,
yeah, I'll definitely make it. Well, I'll take a look at it.
In the engine's house. Same guy, same outfit, both times accompanied by a whoosh sound. Okay, I'll look into that, Jesse.
Here, I'll
see what screenshots I have right now. Let me see what I have right now. I might even just be able to pull up the episode and we can scroll through it if I still have it separated. Can't accidentally show you guys the wrong episode or I'll get in trouble.
What are you talking about? Wrong episode. Thanks, Aaron. You can let us know. You can post on our different social medias on Instagram or Facebook or Blue Sky, and do #rewatch so we can find it. And right here in the comments too.
Yeah.
It's an interesting change this season. Before Min's visions, it was always about like, well, you can't change it. So, it's just, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Whereas this season, it's been much more about like the way you behave before and after, is important. Both here in the Wise Ones discussion of like, oh, if you know something's coming, you'll react differently. And also the way Elida framed it in earlier episodes as well.
Season's been so good. I think I might have accidentally deleted episode 4.
What?
Because I'm a silly goose. That's why I did that. Yeah, episode 2, episode 5, episode 6. How do I not have episode 4?
No. Oh my God. Can we also talk about this for a minute? I once again was squealing as she continues to pull out like, oh, here's one more knife. Oh, here's another one.
Yes, this was fantastic. How many does she have? 1, 2, 3.
She gets another one. 4.
A belt.
1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it?
5. Now she just pulled one out of her boobs. So she had 5 knives, 5 concealed knives. That's fantastic. No, absolutely, Jesse. You should come hang out, talk. We
love these things.
Yeah,
we love things when people find stuff that we don't notice.
The Cleveland. Yeah, I mean, for more reasons than one. Don't let Swan catch you.
Yeah.
I think I deleted my season 4 folder, episode 4 folder, which makes me mad. Oh, maybe it's still in my. Nope.
The reverse Ouroboros was just a really fun touch.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Where
where it spun the other way, yeah.
Who pointed it out, Thom? When we were going through the stills that they were like, what were we watching? Was it one of the previews, the deep dive, like one of the sneak peeks or something? And someone pointed out there were 3 feet walking down the hill. I can't remember who discovered that.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember. that we could see the third
It was
person
so we
behind
could
them.
see the third, but
And maybe it was Nomen Garden.
it probably was.
Reverse music too. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
These statues are very Roman-esque.
Yeah, no.
Which makes sense for like they're going for like the height of a empire type thing, and like I get it.
It is the classic fantasy trope of like the fallen grandeur of the past definitely feels like medieval times looking back to Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Those two huge.
I love the way the tree looks.
I know. I was thinking like, I know I just got my tattoo, but I kind of want a Ventusora too. I need to figure out how I can tweak that.
Well, I mean, like, there's a lot of depictions of like the Tree of Life and Yggdrasil and stuff like that. You could easy find. I mean, that's obviously what the imagery is of Ventusora.
No, but I mean, like, how I can add it to like my what's already there.
You can get it.
I know.
That's easy. Just have it have the roots wrapping around it or something.
I kind of decided this will be my Wheel of Time arm. Just gonna figure out ways to keep adding to it.
I'm glad that they had this conversation, because that was maybe the one thing that was missing from the flashbacks. I get why they got rid of it, because even reading it, you're like, what? Why are we looking at this? What does this matter? And then you have to like connect the dots of like, oh, those are Kyrian, and that's why, but this just lays it out much more plainly.
Yeah. This also is a driving. I feel like this is going to be a sticking point for Rand. Like Rand is, whether or not he references this conversation, it's going to be something that he dwells on, as in like, being a slave to the pattern, the pattern kind of picking his path, and something that he might butt up against. Either it could be something that he butts up against or something that he tries to work with. Depends on how angsty they want to make him.
How angsty.
Yeah.
Emo Rand.
Yeah, we get, our emo Rand. It's like 6 books of emo Rand. He hates everything. Everyone hates him. Everything's dark and bad. He's brooding all the time. He sits in a lot of dark corners.
He was already brooding at the end of season 1, according to Moraine. So
a little foreshadowing.
Take a minute to appreciate his face. Like his facial acting in this episode alone, Yosha, is incredible. Like you could just see everything he was thinking as he was sitting there, like listening to her tell the story. All of them. I mean, really, look at her. But truly, I feel like from season 1, Yosha has grown up so much as an actor. Like he has changed so much.
I remember seeing glimpses of him where I was impressed in season 1, like episode 2. There were some moments where it was like, wow, he really surprised me how well he did that. And now this is just completely, the whole thing blows me away how well he performed this time.
I've been saying for a little while, like, I found my episode 4 screenshots.
Yay!
They're out of order though. Son of a bitch. I've been saying that like this whole time, like season 3 has been like, or season 2 and season 3 have been great for Donald. Like Donald has really stepped up his game acting. God. But this episode, like Yosha, like this is Emmy level like consideration for the stuff that he does in this episode. I feel like. All right, let me look at what did we star Jesse's thing? So I want to see if I can find his. All right, when's the Scooby-Doo and the gang is in Leandrin's house. Same guy's house. All right, let me see if I could find those screenshots. I like that it's Scooby-Doo and the gang. Which Aes Sedai is Scooby? If that's the case, Jesse. Apparently, I don't have any screenshots of Leandrin's house from this episode in this folder. This might not be all my screenshots though, because they're way out of whack. But I do have a nice close up of Savannah's head. her face. I love this headpiece that she's wearing.
Yes.
It's very Egyptian.
It is.
I feel like it screams at me. The eye makeup too.
Yeah.
It's just missing like, the little telltale like flare at the end.
Some people said at this part that they saw her like sort of on the brink of life, almost dying, but it seemed like she was already dead for this whole thing to me.
Me too. Yeah, she's definitely dead.
It's more like he's just in denial, and he's trying to talk to her, wishes that she could hear what he's saying, but
they like you see she dies right after she hands the baby to Thom. So
yeah.
So like right. The blood is frozen already by this point. Oh, look at that! The tear.
Mm-hmm. Oh, the scream! Oh my god. Jesse, I hate to quote. Actually, I don't. I was going to say I hate to quote Ursula, but it's what we live for. It's what we do.
It's true. Very true.
No, like just. I'm curious how this was shot, like what the set looked like.
Yeah, me too. How much of this is practical?
Yeah. Like obviously he's got a giant fan blowing in his face, but just the physicality of what he has to do here is.
I'm writing that down as like how much of this scene is practical versus CG, because I want to see if I can get that in tomorrow.
The very first speech.
Crystal, is your phone near your microphone again?
Yes. Sorry.
You're good.
I'll remember one of these days.
It's okay. All right. I don't think it is Ashendari, but his spear screams Ashendari to me a little bit because it has the markings on it. It doesn't like the steel looks like it doesn't just look like steel. Like look at that. Oh man.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
It looks like it looks so clean and crisp.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, and the behind the scenes clip. Yeah, okay. I'm wondering how much of the glass columns are practical because they look really cool.
Yeah, I wonder if that spear is meant to be power wrought, and that's why it's got the markings and looks so clean.
Yeah, it's so crisp looking. Like
it's a different looking metal than other weapons.
It does not look like iron. It doesn't look like iron that they're forging in the desert after breaking the world. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like look at the rest of their clothes.
And yeah, even the spears that Avienda and the other Aiel have, modern day, if you will, it doesn't compare.
Yeah, nowhere near it. Also, I posted an image. Let me see if I can grab the image that I made on the Dragonmount socials a couple days ago when the episode aired. The necklace that this ancestor is wearing and the necklace that Ruark is wearing in the current timeline are the same necklace. I'll find the image.
It's kind of neat how they took the fog and it doesn't like reduce the contrast of everything. It feels strangely colorful.
Yeah.
To describe it. They did something really unique with the visual with that.
The light, however they lit it, or maybe they did something post with it, but yeah, no, I know what I see. I definitely see what you're saying with that.
It does. It almost makes everything look brighter.
Also, her necklace lasting, 1,000 years or however long it's been since the break. I mean, it's been a while. Look at how old she is compared to how old she was, pre-breaking or whatever. Her clothes were definitely. I mean, I'm wondering if we're going to see this necklace pop back up. Basically, is it a magic item? Only because it's so poignantly. It's not the colors of the Ajas though, because it's missing.
Speculated the 5 powers.
Yeah, it could be the
fire, water,
reference to the
spirit.
5 powers. Yeah, I could see that. I love the way this looks. This is so cool.
Yeah.
You know what? The only gripe I try to look for things I don't like because often on the Facebook page, at the very least, on the Dragonmount Facebook page, we get accused of being Amazon shills because of how much we like the show. And let me say, I want to say this very clearly. I'd love to be an Amazon shill. Are you kidding me? Like I would, because that means they would be giving me money. Yeah. So I'll say that like just a period at the end of that sentence. But one of the things I don't like about this episode specifically is in the books, the mist clears around Rudian, it rains, the big giant fountain in the town square fills up, and it's like almost like a lake in the middle and a lake forms in the middle of the waste, like not far from Rudian. But so like we didn't kind of get that happening.
I think a lot of that happened at the very end of Shadow Rising when Asmodean and Rand had their big channeling fight.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what they're gonna do for the rest of the season.
That's true. That's true. Well, the mist lifting was after he was named Ka Karn, right? I
remember it was the fountain starting up because they were thirsty. Matt and him were thirsty.
Oh, he calls water from the fountains. Yes.
Yeah.
He calls water to the fountain.
I really loved this whole
very Hobbit feel.
This whole scene with, fake Matt and fake Perrin was great.
Mm-hmm.
Charlie and whatever the other one's name is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's Rand says that when he's there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is also this whole scene and like this whole thing that's happening here is almost shot for shot how they did it in the books too, which is and Rafe spoke about how he's very excited when they get to do something like that, when it's like something that doesn't need to be cut down for time or combined with something for purposes. When they get to include something almost line for line from the books is nice.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, also, just to butt up against that for people that are like, then why don't they just do the whole thing line for line? Because that wouldn't be fun. Like,
no,
if we knew every word that was about to be spoken and every scene that was about to happen, like, that's not fun for filmmakers, like directors and things like that. They want to be able to do their own stuff, but also, we get to be kind of excited to see what's happening on screen again.
Yeah. It's the changes that still rhyme with the original source material that like really are powerful and exciting and enjoyable.
Exactly.
Granted, there's some core things where you don't want to tweak it too much because this is like such a pivotal moment in the history of the world.
Oh yeah.
For the Aiel people. It hurt me to realize on second viewing that the guy whose sister was not captured is the one who dies.
Yeah, I know.
Like, ugh.
He's also he seems like the most apprehensive about violence as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still looking for my other folder of episode 4 stuff. to see if I can find that part that Jesse was talking about. If not, I'll have to just do it after the episode's over. But
maybe it'll be easier just to pull up the episode and look for it.
Oh yeah, I could do it in a separate
Mm-hmm.
separate window. This is why you're so smart.
I'm gonna bleed you like a stuck pig. Straight out of Lord of the Rings.
Very, very much.
Not a great swordsman.
Okay, let's see. I don't want to play the audio of this on the thing, or we'll get in trouble. So let me pull up the episode, and we can scroll to those exact times without fucking up our watch party. But gotta mute it. Okay. There we go. All right. Okay. And we starred the times that Jesse said. So let's see, 11:19 and 11:20. Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind. Episode 3. Derp.
I was like, what are we looking at?
I was like, my engine's not here. What are you talking about?
That's not Tarvalon. What are we seeing?
All right. There we go. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I see who you're talking about. Yeah, it's the Gray Man. It's Jaichim the Gray. I dubbed him. And I'll pause it at that moment for you.
Such a great touch that they named him that. Great Easter egg for the fans.
Yeah.
Book fans.
Without like having to go too far into who the character of Jaichim is and all the nonsense with it, we still get, a reference to him, and you can clearly see that he's in white cloak garb. Yeah, there he is, right there.
Yep.
And I'll take a quick screenshot of that so we could zoom in and we can look at him. There we go. Yeah, that's Jaichim the Gray right there for sure. Pre whatever armor they give him later in the episode, but yeah, that's definitely Jaichim the Gray. If anyone's having a confusion on who that is, did I put the little GIF I made of that in here?
Let's see. Erin says that's not the guy, though.
That's not the guy.
That's not the guy. She said she sent you some screenshots. They're blurry.
She sent me screenshots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Okay. Is it this guy? That we're talking about? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I see. Yes. I think this is the reference. This is the reference to who the Gray Man is at the end of the thing. I think this is one of the 6 times we see the Gray Man, because we see him several times throughout this episode. Hold on, let me pull up one of the other ones. Mm-hmm. And this is also from episode 1, not episode 3, which was what Jesse was talking about. This is the other time that we see him.
Oh, okay. Huh.
That's episode 1.
Can I just say this? I'm so glad they kept this quote verbatim. I had some of the face like that once. I don't want to see it on a killer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Very powerful, emotional scene. And again, Yosha's acting fucking top notch.
The face is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly in season 1 did not think he was one of the better actors on this show. Like, no one has been bad ever at all. They're all fantastic. But I would not have put him at the top in this episode. Hands down. Fair. He's incredible. Yeah. He's incredible.
Did so much with putting unique mannerisms into each of these characters, accents. Yeah.
I really, if this season doesn't get nominated for things, I'm gonna flip a table. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't take it. I'm gonna complain to somebody.
One of the other things that I like about this glass column scene, and I mentioned it in our deep dive review that we did, is you could see it when Rand is walking now. There is wind, but it's not the wind that's holding him back. Like you could tell, like it's not blowing him back. It's just some sort of pressure or force that he's walking through. And you can kind of see it here, like they're trying to depict it there, where you can see like the vibrating. And where you have to like want it.
You have to fight your own desire to hide from what's scary. Like the truth is terrifying. Nobody, that's a terrible thing to have to want. Like that's hard to have to want that enough to keep going.
Yeah. And that's the test. Obviously, Muradin fails.
Yeah. Not good.
And rightly so. Well, not rightly, but expectantly at the point when it becomes crystal clear. It used to be Tuathon, basically, and then they weren't.
Different. Yeah.
I like that. So based on the flashbacks that we see in this episode, what did they say? Like it was a lot. Was it like 1,000, 2,000 Choratries or something like that? They said that they set out to try to get here. Only one of them had Sakarnan in it. Glad it was that one that made. I mean, obviously pattern weaving, but yeah, come on. That was funny. Do you think Latra Pose knew what she was doing when she was like, this needs to reach the last battle, so let me put it in this tree? Do you think she knew like this is going to be the tree that makes it now that I've done this, or was it just like a hope?
I don't know. The pessimist in me was sort of gobsmacked by the whole notion of the plan of we're just going to give this to the pacifists and we're just going to hope that nobody steals this.
Yeah.
My brain defaults to the Stone of Fear approach and Calendor.
Yeah. I love the depiction of the rings. We never really get to see them much and how they function and how the people look when they're in them, but I thought this was really cool. Also, kind of a nod to the depiction of the accepted arches that we have in I think it's in the White Book.
Yeah.
The big White Book of bad art.
Oh yeah, because they're not they're the archers and they all sort of lean on each other.
They lean in on each other like that, yeah. So Crystal and I counted, and you can let me know. So Crystal only gave me a half a rand for this. And I want to know what chat thinks if I deserve more than a half a rand.
No.
That there are 15 and a half rands in this, or Yosha plays 15 and a half different characters in this episode. Many of them are rands. Some of them are his past selves or, his ancestors, his bloodline. The half that she gave me was, I said, Rand went into Rudian as Rand al'Thor, but he comes out as Rand al'Thor Kara Karn.
Yeah, that's half a rand.
She gave me half a rand for that one. That's okay, Jesse. Just indoctrinate them into the Wheel of Time early. And
so what's really funny about that? My 3.5-year-old is upstairs and is supposed to be asleep, and he keeps trying to open the door and come downstairs because he wants to say goodnight to Mr. Thom. Yeah.
He only likes me because I sent him an ang. No, that's not true.
That's true. Well, and I've told him that you and Aaron know all the things about Animal Kingdom. So
it's true, we do. We go to Disney often. It's our only escape, really, from how horrible the world is.
That was what Disney on Ice was for me. It was so good. I sang along. I was watching back videos I took and was like, oh dear God, because you could just hear me singing as I'm filming. It was really bad. I am not a singer.
In the spirit of noting flaws, there was something off about this scene when I first watched it. Like, I couldn't put my finger on it. And on rewatches, I think it might have been that they sped it up slightly at the beginning, just to sort of make it fit for editing purposes. I don't know. Like, on rewatches, it was like, there's nothing wrong with this. This is fine. What did I feel the first time?
Maybe it was just like the excitement of seeing all of this new stuff, and it's such a stark change to what we've been watching. I don't know. I was very excited to see these scenes. I love like the Ruidian scenes, any of the flashbacks that we get to the Age of Legends, and the discussions between just the Forsaken, like when two Forsaken are talking to each other, are some of my favorite scenes in the books because of the bits that we get to see of, the past.
Yeah. To be clear, all of the flashbacks were incredibly enjoyable for me, except this one. This was the one where, like, it was still good, but like something felt like off somehow, and I couldn't. I can't describe what it was exactly. But yeah, by and large, all of the flashbacks were spectacular, and in fact, you see why we're going backwards, because they get more spectacular the further back they get, and more you learn more things about the past that you had no idea were the case. Confuses the heck out of non-readers, though, sometimes when they're reacting. It's funny. Like,
that's a good point. Them speaking this, vulgar tongue that they speak can lean toward why maybe that it was present during the Age of Legends, or at least during the breaking of the War of Power. Can you hear Luna crying the sound of his people?
Aww.
Yeah. Erin's going to come and get him in a second and bring him over here. This is what he does. So he hops off my desk, because obviously he was there. He's not in his bed anymore. He was there. He hops off of my desk, goes out of the room, picks up his mouse in his mouth, and then just stands there and meows until one of us come and pick him up and bring him to us.
Oh, buddy.
Like, you were here. You don't need to, but no, this is. So Erin's gonna.
He is elderly. Let him do what he wants.
I know. Let him be in his
can be a little bit senile. Okay, can I tell you what bothered me now that you say that? His facial prosthetics make him look a little bit like Kelsey Grammer. Just like a little bit. And I'm serious. Go back and look at it. He looks like a young Kelsey Grammer. And that's a little bit unsettling.
Oh my gosh.
He should be on the set of Frasier. Like they squared out his face a little bit, and that's what you're reminding me of.
This little kid, it's like he's trying to help pull, but there's no way he's actually helping pull, but he's still trying to. Like,
Geico caveman.
Luna does not play fetch with his mouse. The only thing he chases is a laser pen, and he does it like 3 or 4 times until I give him a treat for catching it, and then he's done with it. Here you go. Now you can really see him kind of leaning into the like the path, like he's leaning forward. Oh, and then we get stupid hair Rand. This is my least favorite of Rand's hairstyle.
Hair Rand.
This was the one. It was fun. A lot of non-readers were like, "Whoa,
what?
That's really good."
I guess we do kind of see it with the Choden, not the Choden call, the column Dan in the next one, but I like seeing the like we see the background there for a second, and I'll get a screenshot of it in a second, of like, the Age of Legends. Like, it's obviously there's horrible things happening at that moment, but you could see the differences between like the Age of Legends and now, obviously, with skyscrapers and shit.
And you see echoes of Ruidian's architecture.
Oh yeah.
in the Age of Legends. To be honest, when I first see it and you see like the columns of fire coming down across the behind the mountains, I just thought of Mordor from Lord of the Rings.
I mean, they called it Mount. They called whatchamacall, the mountain of Shao Ghul Mount Doom for a reason.
Yeah.
Uncannily hot, Rand. Yeah, no, he does look really. He's beautiful in this scene, except for his stupid hair, Thom.
Yes. I don't like stupid hair, Rand. I wanted to get a screenshot of this so that we could see it better, because this part is really cool. I know, Luna. Can you guys see Luna in my camera? Yeah, you can see his head.
But he won't come back to you on his own. Someone has to pick him up.
Not always. Sometimes he does. Sometimes he doesn't. He's a fucking weird cat, man. He does weird things. All right. I like this shot.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a cool shot. Yeah, you could definitely see. I mean, this almost looks like the Ruidian. Do I have a good one of Ruidian to juxtapose next to it? There we go.
Oh, Rapunzel. We're going to cast the hottest people ever. The Wheel of Time hair and makeup department. Hold my beer.
Hold my beer. That's good.
Yep.
That's definitely good. So yeah, you could definitely see the buildings are, I mean, obviously very, very similar.
Yeah.
But the ones here are made entirely of like sandstone. It almost looks like they were grown out of the sand.
Or carved. Or it's very cool. And these are limestone.
They look a little bit taller, these ones.
It's a bold choice to use piano here. Because it's not, I mean, you don't hear piano very often in fantasy soundtracks, but when done right, it works really well. And in this case,
very, very well.
It was good.
Nikol Kobokar, the composer guy, he like his main instrument is a piano. He plays many, many instruments, but his main one is a piano.
Yeah.
I love actual piano music, specifically with fantasy music. I have hundreds of piano versions of Final Fantasy songs on my computer.
Yeah.
Wow.
This shot was so good.
So good.
Oh,
I want to. So I was talking earlier about the toxic comments on Facebook. Oh, here's another good shot of him walking forward. And again, you could definitely see that there's wind, but that's not the wind that's holding him back. It's the unseen force, essentially. Someone was criticizing this episode, and they were like, they have to insert the gay agenda and blah 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 because of that. And we didn't even need to say anything. Like, I was gonna delete it, but then there were really good responses to it, so I was like, I'll leave it. It's not it wasn't just nonsense. There was other stuff to what the guy said, but like, they were like, why is it inserting an agenda? It's just like this one scene. One of his past selves happens to have a male partner. It's not inserting a straight agenda when his other versions of his ancestor had a female partner. So like, it's just, he just happens to be gay in this one thing. Maybe gay in this one thing. Oh yeah, I got to bring up my screenshot.
I didn't know if you were going to talk about it. You sent it to him, right?
I did send it to him. I sent it to him when we were watching it because,
You told him
for those of you who know Kevin Angus Beef on Twitter, and also staff member of Dragonmount, and you can see him on the Flickerverse and all of the other things he does. You can't tell me that this version of Rand does not look like Kevin Angus. I gotta grab a picture of a good picture of Kevin.
Oh man.
Because oh my god, it really does look like
I feel
him.
like when we were doing the reaction to this episode, it was super late at night, and that was really funny. That find was really funny.
Yeah, we were definitely laughing a little too much. Oh, here we go. His Instagram picture is perfect. Oh no, I can't make it bigger though. Stupid.
Oh no.
Let's see how distorted it looks if I just take a screenshot of his Instagram picture. There we go. And then I can just zoom in. Yeah, it's not too distorted. Okay, look at that. Come on. And then it's just him with a beard really here. Like I don't know what they did. I don't know what it is. But whatever they did to Yosh's face, I feel for me makes him look like Kevin a lot. And I already told that to Kevin. I sent him the picture and he thought it was funny. Now, but for the really cool thing about this part that I want to talk about, which is the Column Dan, because it looks freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
When I would try to tell people about this book series and try to explain to them that it's not a fantasy series, it's a post-apocalyptic science fiction series in a fantasy setting, I would talk to them about the Column Dan. I'd be like, there was a research facility. Oh, that's the Chorum. Yeah. The Column Dan was on the ground. The Shorum is the thing that's floating in the air. Yes. I would tell them about this. I would be like, there's a giant floating research facility that's like the size of a small moon where they do scientific research in. And then I would tell them on how it like crashed to the ground and destroyed an entire city, when they found the Dark One's prison, essentially. Mm-hmm. And when I try to tell people about the book series, that's usually what how I start telling them about it. Let me see what screenshots. Okay, yeah. They're a little out of order in this part, but I have them mostly in order here so that we could see. I think I have the moment. Yeah, there's the moment of impact. There, you can see the city down there.
Yep.
And you can see some Joe cars maybe, or some show wings flying around. And there's a city. There's definitely a city there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
there's
there's
a very academic look to it, but
not a city there anymore.
Yeah.
and the break in the fabric of reality there is really cool.
Yeah. It's such a great choice visually.
I always thought it looked like a moon. Like I always thought it looked like a small moon.
Oh my gosh.
And I like that reference though. That's a good point.
Can we talk about the tattoos?
Oh, they look so cool. Yeah.
And like the way that they grow into his skin.
Yeah, I actually have those too. I want to make a GIF of them growing on his skin because they look so cool. You can really see they look like metal inlaid in his skin. It doesn't look like just a tattoo, which I'm glad they did.
Slight backtrack. Did anyone see when the Dark One's energy sort of blew up and filled the whole screen? The pattern that was there to me reminded me of the Blight. Does anyone else see that?
Okay.
They kind of are similar, not exactly the same, of course, but like I don't know,
like the mangrove trees that were kind of the roots were all kind of growing on top of each other.
Yeah,
okay, exactly. I can see that.
Which I just thought was a really great touch artistically.
Definitely. I wonder if that's done purposely or not. I mean, probably because it does look very similar. So what do we think? Do we think that now I know it's not the case in the books, but with the presence of this literal, like, if anyone is a Doctor Who fan here, the crack in the Matt Smith, the first season of when Matt Smith is Doctor Who. There's the crack in the wall, and it's like a crack in reality. That's what this reminds me of. Obviously, this kind of looks like an eye, but
very much so.
In the books, Sheol Ghul is the place where like the barrier between our reality and the dimension where the Dark One is essentially is thinnest, and you can commune with him, and he can touch the most of the world, the strongest there. Do we think that this location in the show, at the very least, will be the location of Sheol Ghul? Like, will be that location? Like since we've seen this shot now, are we going to see a shot similar to this look in a future episode or a future season, and it'll be Sheol Ghul?
I assume that. Yeah, it would make a lot of sense for viewers. And oh yes, this
here it is.
Darkest timeline coming this fall off.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Yeah, I got tons of screenshots of their goth outfits. I love their goth outfits. So when I got the chance to talk to Zoe, she said, one of the questions I asked her was, did she have a favorite outfit from this season? And she specifically said there's a particular scene where if it's blinking, you'll miss it, where it's a let's say a dark outfit that we got to wear. And I asked her if they had fun on set that day when they got to wear those outfits. And she said, oh, we absolutely had fun on set that day.
You can tell. They're really
you could like just look at the way Maddie is standing here, Madeline Maddie is standing here. Like, look at the way she's holding her. She looks like she's having a really good time in this outfit. Though Matt 100% looks like he's about to step on the stage of like a 1980s hair band.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. He's got a belly shirt on. He's got like this sleeveless thing where it's like connected to these like leather sleeves with holes in them.
I would love to see like a fully lit image of this, like what this looked like when the lights came on. Like
a little bit.
Like
a little bit. This was like there's a split second when the lightning cracks when they get lit up a little bit. He looks like he has a mullet. It looks like he has like a mustache.
It is. With eyeliner. He definitely has like darkened.
Oh, he's definitely got the guy liner on for sure. I love these outfits though. Their goth outfits are absolutely my favorite outfits from this season. And then of course Mo Gideon just lurking like a creeper there in the background.
As she does.
Yeah. Everyone looks cool though. The person that we could see the least is Rand. Like we can't really see his outfit very well. Even in the lit one, I don't think.
I have seen floating on social media well lit pictures of them in costume, and yeah, it's so interesting to see what they did with each other.
Yeah, I've seen a few of them on Instagram, Rapunzel. I just meant like literally them standing there like this, and then they're like, okay, cut, and like the lights come on.
Ooh, from Sharon's shared their goth outfits.
Well, I have seen a lot of them posting on social media from this episode. I feel like more so than even the start of the season.
They definitely shared some of their concept art from this. Here, I'll just throw it up on the screen so we can just look at it. That's definitely concept art from this from this stuff that they did there.
Had ambitions for lots of face paint that didn't quite pan out.
Yeah, they didn't do. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, see, I think you were gone when we found some screenshots of him. The guy with the bag. I don't think he was here when we looked at it.
Oh yeah, we did find some screenshots of the guy with the bag. I believe that is the Gray Man from episode 1. Like he ends up being the Gray Man in episode 1. If that's the one that we were that you were talking about. Oh, here we go. There's a good one of Matt with his. Definitely looks like he's about to step out on like a Spinal Tap stage. Like 100% looks like a 1980s hairband. Look at that. Definitely a belly shirt. We get a little belly button action here. Yeah, like for 100%. Did we talk right through the end of the episode? We did.
Oh, 100%.
It was a great episode, though.
Yeah,
so good. This
episode is probably the greatest episode of the series so far.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
It's certainly the best rated on IMDb, and that alone is giving it attention that
Oh yeah,
long overdue. I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that it's in the top, umpteen of all episodes rated on IMDb because it's so high. It's 9.5 was last I saw, I think.
yeah.
And I feel like we talked about it last week, like the Rotten Tomatoes score has gotten a lot of attention too, for a show to go from like 80 it was 80 first season 1, I think, up to 94 is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt. Yeah, Rapunzel,
Thanks,
I
Matt.
need like a social media manager for myself to follow all of the things I need to follow on social media, because I definitely am not following all of the things I need to follow.
I'm glad for the social media team for Dragonmount, because they do the interacting and the posting that Dragonmount does. I only occasionally will post like 1 or 2 things, and it's really was just this so far. This entire season 3 stuff that I've posted was the picture of Ruark and past Rand's necklace, or Rand's ancestor's necklace from that one scene, but that was really it. But this episode has lifted like the entire series in all of the polls, like on Rotten Tomatoes. Season 3 is one of the highest rated TV shows on Rotten Tomatoes too. It's like at 96, I think, the last I saw.
Was it? I think it was 90. Oh, I don't know.
Maybe 94. I don't remember. It was an even 90 number. That's what I remember. That's how my brain works. And I think overall the entirety of the show is at like sitting like an 80 something, like 86 or 87%, which is, great for especially because, again, the brand recognition of like the Lord of the Rings and where the Lord of the Rings is currently sitting makes me like want to kick the Amazon execs and be like, hey, listen, can you please give the Wheel of Time a little bit more care and not attention? I don't want the studio meddling too much in it. I just want them to give it a little bit more budget and care, and kick Sony into giving us some marketing like stuff. I want merch. I want merch. We're stuck having to make our own merch for a lot of things.
They really, if they wanted to make money, that's where their money was. We are gluttons. We would buy it in all the colors that you made it in. Instead, I have the one goofy shirt and the goofy pants that don't fit right.
Marisu, you asked an interesting question, so I'll pose that to Tyrion and you, Crystal. So is this a peak, or is it going to get better from here?
I mean, the best parts of The Shadow Rising for me were the end parts. Just the Golden Eyes chapter, that finish of that storyline was so compelling. And especially on rereads, it gets better, I feel like. And I remember the first time, I will never forget the first time that I read the Golden Bowl, Elkar Dal, when Couladin proclaims himself as the fourth Kara-Karn. It was such a stab in the gut. And it will be so dramatic when they do that. And just to visually see that, and I'm sure it'll be very compelling for people who aren't expecting it to happen.
The reaction that the Aiel have to Couladin and to Rand, and then Rand's internal reaction to that was very powerful in the books. So I'm wondering how they're gonna, obviously we're not gonna hear Rand's inner voice in his mind. So like, I hope they, depict that very well, because he was hurt in that moment, especially because like, they went to the familiar thing, like, oh, here's an Aiel at least that is claiming to be the Kara-Karn.
But the power in that scene to me is pretty easy to visualize, because you've got Couladin ranting and raving basically about how they're going to conquer the world. And then Rand very calmly is saying, I know what the history of these people is. I know what actually happened, and just being very steady and very like logical about how he did things. And that contrast, visual and auditory, will, I think, carry it well enough that you don't need to worry about depicting what's going on inside of Rand's head.
That's fair. They're very good facial actors. Like let's say, the way they're able to depict so much emotion on their faces has been great. And I see your comment, Jesse. I'm grabbing another image so I could show you what gray man I'm talking about. Okay, there. That's a good picture of him, I think, where you can see Jaichim the Gray's face. There you go. So this is Jaichim the Gray when he changes at the end of episode. Is it episode 1? Yeah, right. When Mo Gideon turns him to Jaichim the Gray. Yeah, at the end of episode 1. And then let me see if I still have that background shot of him lurking in the background. Picture. So many tabs open on my computer. There we go. Okay, so you could see him here. So like gray skin, white hair, very similar bone structure on his face. Definitely Jaichim the Gray. Like you could see, like especially he has a very prominent nose. You could definitely see it in this spot right here.
No, he's talking about the guy with the bag, the red shirt.
Oh, not that one.
Not that one. The guy with who had the red shirt on and was carrying what looked like a satchel. And then
he said that he comes. So the one that Aaron sent me, and then he comes back in episode 3. Is that what Jesse's saying?
We see him again.
Red shirt guy. He did say yes. All right, let me grab the red shirt guy photos that Aaron sent me, and see if we could find. We'll scroll through episode 3 and see if we can find them.
Well, you can't hear it here, but he was saying he was accompanied with like a whoosh, like a whooshing sound.
A whooshing sound, yeah. I could check for the whooshing sound. Luther, okay. So now we have number 2. Yeah, he was just standing directly in front of the screen. I couldn't see anything.
That's hilarious.
Because that's what he does. All right, where's red shirt?
So this is is this the one from episode 1? Thank you, Aaron. That's the shot from episode 1.
Red shirt dude from episode 1. That's him. Aaron had a cleaner one from another scene though that she sent me. So let me grab that real quick. And then we can look through yeah, there we go. I like that one.
Gnome says he heard a whoosh.
There we go. Okay, so that one's good.
Now, is this one from episode 1 or 3, this picture?
This is from episode 1.
Okay.
This picture is from episode 1. So he was saying he pops up in this episode, in episode 3.
Yeah, not 4.
At 11 minutes and 19 seconds. I mean, that shot of Jaichim is from 11 minutes and 19 seconds, which is why I keep showing Jaichim. But there he is. This guy. Okay, so that's him from episode 1 and episode 3. I think maybe he's just an extra that's popping up a lot. What's the other timestamp that he said?
Let me go to
I have it saved. I started so that we can go back and look.
3 episodes.
Oh, it's 11:20 and 11:19. So yeah, it's this moment of the red shirt dude from the first one.
He's before this a little bit. He's like shopping.
Yeah. I think it might just be a case. I mean, it could be like them referencing the dude. This is the shot from episode 1, and then this is the shot from episode 3. It could just be an extra. It could be them referencing something. He looks he has an incredible baby face.
He looks very, very young.
Yeah, I don't know.
Interesting.
A whooshing sound accompanied by him. All right, we're definitely gonna have to keep an eye out for this guy. I'm gonna have to go back and scrounge through all of my things to see if I can get some more of him, to see if we can get some sort of reference into who the hell this guy is. But yeah, I mean, the full screenshot of here, you could see the gray man in the background at this point. But yeah, anyway, okay.
A Queen's Messenger? I don't know.
Maybe.
He is in red.
He is in a little bit of red. The Queen's Messenger that we see in episode 1, though, is a woman.
True.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't realize I was muted. Yes, that's I love that scene because it was always fun to see the Andrin livery that they have for the show.
The Gallet and Gowan's
their jackets, so
their jackets are beautiful. Oh my god, so cool. And I love, don't get me wrong, like people's depiction of the lion banner, where, and someone in chat correct me, I can't recall in the books if the banner is it a maned lion in the books? Like, is it a male lion on the banner in the books?
It doesn't specify.
It doesn't specify. That's what I thought. I remember them just calling it the lion banner.
Yeah.
And like, it would make sense for it to be a lioness. Like, Andor is ruled famously by queens. Like, that makes perfect sense. I like that.
Yeah, no, I liked it too. And especially, again, differentiating from the Lannisters, the lion is female instead of male, and it's facing the opposite direction. It's white, not gold.
Yep.
All these little things where it's like, see, we're not just completely ripping off Game of Thrones.
Yeah, that's fair, Iris. But like, the lioness isn't actually what they are lions, a male lion and a female lion. They just call the lionesses lionesses. Like, they're still just lions, though. I like it though. I love the lion throne too. The lion throne was beautiful.
Yeah. No, that was.
How did you? So yeah, I actually, hold on. We gotta. I mean, we're talking to Tyrion Trakand here. Let's bring up. The shots that we have of, the flashback. That's episode 2, right?
Yep.
Yeah, episode 2.
Cold open to episode 2. Yeah.
Let's look at that real quick. There it is. Okay. So, how did you like the? Oh yeah, there she is. Look at that creeper. I don't know why I have that one in there, but she's definitely a creeper. Anyway, how did you like the look of the palace?
I liked it. It fit with what I expected Camelin to look like, which ironically, my personal preference tends toward neo-Gothic, but I recognize, given the way that it's described in the books with lots of like circular and rounded things, that the way that they did it here fits with the way that it's described in the books, and it fits with how Camelin, I would expect, would feel. And if I'm not mistaken, this actual throne room they did it in was a real site.
Yeah.
In somewhere in Eastern Europe, that they just sort of dressed up to look like Camelin.
I think it was a cathedral, which makes sense.
But yeah, it just such a perfect choice. The fact that it's this oval shape and lots of windows, and
and
really
you get the
choice.
feel, like you can see. I'm hoping at some point we get the shot of the ceiling, because we know. I mean, I think this happens after Fires of Heaven, but it's not really a spoiler. Just talking about that the ceiling depicts the past queens of Andor. That's not really a spoiler. I hope we see that. I hope, like, we can kind of see that there's definitely something going on up there in a couple of these shots, but we don't really get to see the ceiling. But it's definitely got, like, it's high enough, and there's definitely some sort of markings up there. I really hope we get those. It was like the warrior queens. It showed like the queens up on the horses wearing armor and things like that, leading battles. I hope that that's still there.
Yeah, that would be a really nice touch if they brought that in later seasons.
Yeah, maybe if our first look at Linny.
Yeah, no, I think that is, yeah.
I was hoping for. Oh, there we go. There's the Lion Throne. Were you impressed by the Lion Throne?
I was. It was not. I guess I didn't think about it much, but once I saw it, it was like, oh, this is fitting. And I mean, the enormous lionesses on either side is a really great touch.
Oh yeah, good point. Chapter icons. Sorry, I'm reading chat as we're doing things, and I read out loud so that I can remember to do things. So that's my bad.
I put the link over in the YouTube. I don't know why it doesn't show up like in our YouTube chat. to the Dragonmount page that has all the chapter icons. It looks like a maned lion to me on the chapter.
Does it? Okay.
Yeah.
I still like this better, to be honest with you.
Oh,
Makes
no,
more
that's
sense.
great. I have no issue with it.
I can't wait to see. Yeah, no, that's a spoiler for after. I can't wait to see another a similar shot as of the Lion Throne, but in a future episode when other things are present on this days. For people who have read ahead, may know what that is in my cryptic reference.
Yes.
There's a shot here when they're walking in. I want to see. So what do you think about this? So my pet theory here is that these are all Red Aes Sedai.
Like, they look like members of the court to me.
They could be. I mean, definitely red, but there's no white. I don't see any. We can't see if anyone's wearing rings. Their hands are too small or shadowed.
I mean, there's plenty of men in this crowd that don't look like warders, so
that's fair.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, the Reds wouldn't have warders.
Excellent point.
Yeah. The only this one especially shouts Red Aes Sedai to me because of she looks like she's wearing armor with her dress.
I do see that. Interesting.
This one too kind of looks like she's wearing armor here.
I think too, just Elida's presence, and I feel like so much of what happens right here was influenced by her that perhaps she had a little bit of backup. She was the highest before she left.
Yeah. This whole scene was beautiful. And then obviously we get this. So it's a noticeable change from Morghase's temperament in the books versus the TV show. What did you think about this, Tyrion?
It was it was an adaptation choice that was shocking and maybe a little bit challenging to process at first. I appreciate that it made it for a very dramatic scene and definitely establishes her character very clearly of sort of what kind of ruler she is. So yeah, it was one of those things where maybe my reader mind was like, but that's not the Morghaze that I remember. And it's like, well, but this is a more interesting Morghaze actually.
Yeah.
So, and especially interesting and important to me was that the men are killing all of the women, not just the high seat of the house. Like for the purple banner, the ones who look
like Robin just pointed out. There's two.
They killed the high seat and the heiress of the high seat, and it's the men standing behind them who do the deed. I don't know if that's to end their line or if it's because they assume that this heir is culpable in the plots of the house, but
it would make sense. So if these are the four strongest houses that have ties to the throne, so we know that in the books, at least when they describe it, it's like the female who can draw the shortest connections to the bloodline. And so if these are the four that are closest, it would make sense to kill the female that is on the line. So if they've killed, now there's none left. Now there's only the men of that line, and they're gonna have to remarry, and then those females are gonna be even further away. So she's eliminated her competition directly in killing these people, but also she's lowered the standing of all of these houses in the line of succession for future succession fights, essentially.
That's an excellent point. I did not consider. Yeah.
I'm full of those. Not really. My only gripe in these scenes is it's a little bit Handmaid's Tale going on back there.
Very.
Yeah. Maybe the weakest costume choice in the room.
Yeah,
I would agree. But
Shoray gorgeous.
Yes, it's always interesting. She's got a lot of purple in her clothes a lot.
Yep.
She's not just straight red in most instances, except for one where someone very rightly, I think it was Lesbian Nerdy's channel, where they said that she looks like Cardinal Richelieu, which was a French cardinal who was an advisor to many French kings, and it was just obviously Richelieu vibes makes sense. Whereas this one that she brings in like purple, and it's not just straight red. It's got other things going on, other colors going on as well.
That's fair. I love Shoray so much. She has such a presence. Like I said this to her. I told her we had a beef because she's making me like Elida. and she laughed. She was very appreciative and enthusiastic about the responses that she's gotten from the community as Elida. And she actually specifically called out like something that someone mentioned about like asking what she felt like stepping into a character that was so hated, and she talked about how she couldn't wait to kind of change people's minds essentially, but also reinforce their hatred of her. So that was pretty funny. Yeah. I think she's gonna do great.
Yeah,
I think it's also very poignant here, showing her putting the crown on Morghase's head.
Yes, very excellent choice. A lot of parallels to our own history of the clergy crowning the monarch. Very fitting choice. Yeah.
I want to point out too, it looks like I was trying to see if we could see a better shot of her wrist. It looks like she's wearing that bracelet that we see her wearing in the other scenes, the one with the serpent on it.
Yes, indeed.
From the other scene in this episode. That's the best shot that we can get of her in that, though. Of her with that bracelet. Yeah, that's the only one that I have of her with that bracelet on in this.
Oh yeah, because her sleeves are really long in this scene, if I remember right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she's definitely wearing it here because we know she's wearing it in the tower.
Yeah. Oh, this is, and it's like
we talked about it last week, but fucking epic eye roll from fucking Morgase. This is just wonderful. Yeah. And there's that great coat. We got to go back to the track. We got to go back and look at the track ends here.
And the bad hair. I don't like his hair.
His hair just makes us hate him. And like we were already
makes him look douchey.
The only time we see Liane smiling ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can't really.
There's the most ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, you can kind of see.
There's her Richelieu outfit.
Oh yeah. I also thought it was poignant. I think I mentioned this last week too, that Ravine is the only one standing in a beam of light. Everyone else is standing in like shadows, and Ravine and the Queen are kind of the only two people standing in the beam of light.
Interesting point.
Yeah. All right. Anywho's.
The thing that it didn't blow my mind, but it was like, of course they would. The Gawain and Galad, you see that they're wearing the same color pants in the practice yards as they are in the hall, which is like, so you're telling me you wore these fancy clothes and you just took the coat off and kept the pants and went straight into the dirt? Like,
oh yeah, that's absolutely
some real privilege right there. We're just like, we're just gonna wreck these nice clothes now.
Oh yeah. And also, like, they had one thing on their mind: let's get our jackets off as quickly as possible so we can impress the novices and accepted, so that we can get some of them in bed. That was exactly what they were doing. Though I will say that those scenes were pretty fantastic. Particularly, I like this screenshot. This shot was pretty great.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
I thought
really showed the actual intent of the show.
Oh yeah.
Go back.
And then you go back. He is gorgeous. I will say that. I'm glad.
He's a terrible human, but he's beautiful. It's beautiful.
When we first got the press release where we could announce these actors when they first back a few months ago, they sent us the press release. They had him labeled as Gawain. and Luke Featherston labeled as Galad, and I was like, I think we had a conversation. I don't remember who said it in our Slack chat when we were looking at these. We were like, I feel like these are backwards. Like this should be going. This should be Galad. And yeah, it was. Then they told us like the next morning at like 7 o'clock in the morning that it was wrong, and it was the.
Oh God, yeah, Kathy was still asleep and woke up to like the barrage of messages
of us fixing the thing. Oh, we took it down. How to fix it? Glenn,
anyone who is that good is a terrible person. I'm sorry. Yeah. He's obnoxiously good. He is. Yeah, it's terrible.
What are your feelings on Galad, Tyrion? In the books, Galad.
Oh, I've never been a Galad fan. Even later on, I get that like he improves a little bit with time. I just can't get over the fact that he became a White Cloak. It just no. To be frank, and this, I know I'm in the minority with this, but I have
make sure you don't go too far with the Galad spoiler.
Fair. No, so I'm switching gears to Gawain. Actually, I am obviously Gawain made some really stupid choices as well, including in the Shadow Rising. But I find myself more frequently being a Gawain apologist than sympathizing or thinking that Galad is doing the right thing or is a better person.
Okay.
I feel like Gawain's his heart's in the right place, but he just screws up a lot and makes a lot of dumb choices, which is more appealing or more understandable to me as a character than I just think I'm perfect in every way, and I'm just gonna like I'm gonna join the White Cloaks even though everyone I know and care about is linked to the tower. Like I don't. Yeah, it's absurd.
Uh-oh. Can't hear you, Thom. You're muted.
I'm muted. Whoops.
You're back.
I don't know how that happened. I grabbed a clip that I wanted to see. I wanted to share. I don't know where it is. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Anyway, someone said he's like the White Knight. He has White Knight syndrome in chat, and that's exactly correct. The thing that I like about the scenes with him in it in the show in particular is the Matt's reaction to him and Nynaeve's reaction to him was what did he say? Like have a night off. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah,
hey, Jesse, and then be sure to come back.
Yeah, see you later, Jesse.
I wrote it down about the guy with the red shirt. We'll
yes, I'm gonna go through my recordings and see if I could find anything, and then we have all of the other episodes to do when we do our deep dive, so we can definitely look through the videos when we do that too. I mean the screenshots when we do that as well.
The thing about Galad that's so funny with the show is I never thought of him as being like, and this is a South Park reference, but he suddenly reminded me of PC Principal out of nowhere, and I never thought I would see that parallel, but suddenly I did, and now I can't unsee it. Just the hyper masculine insistence on doing the right thing, no matter how obnoxious. They did a great job pointing out the thing that makes him irritating.
Very quickly with very little screen time. They did a great job.
Yeah. Oh, I found it. Okay, there it is. Is it going to come up? Yeah, there it goes.
Haven't got a bloody clue how to help me. And if anyone can, I reckon it's you. You're coming with you.
No.
I think the lady said she wanted to leave.
Mate, have a day off.
I don't need your help.
A day off.
My favorite part of that is how she says, "I don't need your help." Oh, I didn't ask for your help.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's like I like how they
really
so great. I
really wanted her to slap him because if anybody was going to do it, it was going to be Nynaeve. But
oh yeah, absolutely. All right. So as we usually do at the end of our streams, I have to announce our guests for next week. And I said guests because it's going to be multiple of this trio now, which is you can't see it because I left the banner up because I'm silly. The Black Tower podcast. We know Reese for sure is going to come. Josh is for sure going to come, and Andrew might be busy, but we're going to see if we can get all three of the Black Tower podcasts coming in for episode 5, Telerenriode. So that's going to be fun. Yes, it is the Black Tower, Dana Lou. Yay!
So
Very necessary. I feel like Reese is a happy addition to break up Andrew and Josh's nonsense. I love Andrew and Josh dearly. They know I do. I kid, but Reese is a breath of fresh air with the two of them. She waters them down perfectly. I love all three of them. They're a ton of fun to hang out with. But also, at the end of our episodes, we've been doing our fun little Inside the Dragonmount Studios, which you can see. I've been taking clips of past episodes and clipping them specifically and putting them in a playlist over on the Dragonmount YouTube. You can see Guy Roberts did his over there, and every other guest that we've had since book 3 of Avatar. I think we've been doing this still, so there's a good clip. I'm still cutting them and putting them on there, but I'll be uploading them as we go. And Nick Hills is the next one that I'll be putting up.
Yay!
So. But after that, it will be.
Yeah.
My pet theory also is that Telerenriode is the waiting room for souls to be reborn, and only the heroes are there as strongly to be constantly visible and being able to interact, where maybe some of the ones that we see flashes in Telerenriode are actually spirits waiting to be reborn, and the last time that they were alive we see them flashing in places, because we often see characters in the World of Dreams that are flashing in for seconds that don't belong where they are. They don't look like they belong. They're wearing odd clothes sometimes, they say. So that's just my headcanon too. So I like that a lot. I agree with you. I like the Wheel of Time Afterlife also. Thank you so much for hanging out and answering our little nonsensical questions.
Thank you for having me. It was a pleasure.
Absolutely. I have a ton of fun. I'm so glad that you were able to do the episode with us. And again, I'm going to share your channel in chat. Make sure to go give Tyrion Trakand a follow over there and check out all of his social medias. You can find the links in the description of this video, but also through his YouTube channel in the description there. Is there what's your next video that you have coming out, or what's in the bag next for you?
So
other than obviously the season 3 stuff.
Yeah. So much is going to depend on what happens. I want to take, so I made that trailer for season 3 using season 2 clips and using a song that I wrote combining a minor form of the one of the tower or the themes for the Amerlin Seat from season 1, and I took that and mixed it with some of the themes that Game of Thrones uses and House of Dragon uses for coups. The Throne is Mine from season 2 of Game of Thrones 1, and then the one from season 1 of House of the Dragon, the Greens theme that plays when they're doing their coup. So I want to now follow up on the trailer and take the actual coup footage that's coming up later in this season and set it to music. So that I mean, it's kind of a season 3 thing, but it's more unique than just responding to
to an episode. Yeah, I meant not just the review of an episode.
Right.
That's a great answer. Does that mean you're being a little bit more musically inclined this year with your stuff, or may we see a parody entered into a certain competition?
Oh, you will definitely see. I love doing parodies. I've done it 4 times, I think, at this point. And I even did the Christmas one that or the holiday one, because it was also Beltane themed that Unraveling the Pattern did. So yeah, really enjoyed doing those. So it's not just analysis of politics and battles and things. I also, have that musical side that I'll bring in to mix it up a little.
It's a perfect fit to the nonsense that is the Wheel of Time fandom. We love crunchy deep dives into Wheel of Time topics and fun parodies of pop music and Wheel of Time stuff. So it's perfect. It's a perfect fit.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you everyone in chat for hanging out. Make sure to like and subscribe and all the things. And we will see you guys next week when we hang out with Black Tower Podcast. So say goodnight, Crystal.
Good night, Crystal.